Hello students, today we'll be covering Unit 13.1. This is Lesson 3, Decimal Multiplication. Our learning target is to use understanding of the place value to solve multiplication problems in which the product has a decimal. Let's begin. First we want to estimate. We're going to take the highest place value of 706 and 5/10. This would round to 700. 4 and 6/10, we round to the highest place value. This is closer to 5 than it is 4. Again, 7 times 5 equals 35. Times 100 equals 3,500. Our estimated answer is approximately 3,500. Let's go to work. The first thing I want to do is I want to notice that I have a decimal point and that we have our smallest place value is the tenths, which means that I'm going to convert all of my 706 wholes into tenths. And doing so, I'll get a total of 7,065 of those tenths. If I have 700 and I make them to tenths, I get 7,000 tenths. If I take 6 and I make them into tenths, I get 60 tenths. I'm going to say the same process can be repeated with 4 and 6/10. Again, I have 1/10. I'm converting 4 and 6/10 to all tenths for a total of 46/10. You will now notice that there are no decimals within my multiplication problem. So I go ahead and multiply. 5 times 6 equals 30. I group the 3 tens. 6 times 6 is 36, plus 3 is 39 tens. Group the 300 over. 0 times 6 is 0, plus 300 is 300. 7 times 6 is 42,000. I now move on to 5 times 40, which is 200. Group the 200. I'm in the hundreds column. 6 times 4 is 24, plus 2 is 26 hundredths. Group the 2,000. 0 times 4 is 0, plus 2,000 is 2,000. Last but not least, I have 7. I'm in the 10,000s. 7 times 4 is 28 10,000s is 280,000. I go ahead and add these two parts together. 0 plus 0 is 0. 9 plus 10s plus 0 is 9. 3 plus 6 equals 900. 2 plus 2 equals 4,000. 4 plus 8 is 12 10,000s. So group the 100,000 over. 2 plus 1 is 300,000. Now, if you look right here, this cannot be our answer. And the reason why is we create an estimate. Our answer is going to be approximately 3,500. We have 324,990. Well, we need to look right here, and we said that we converted all of our wholes into tenths. We now need to place it back into wholes. Therefore, 1/10 times 1/10 equals 1/100th. All right? So we have been working throughout the year that 1/100th is the same as dividing by 100. If we go back all the way to the beginning of the school year, we know that if we have our decimal point and we are dividing by 100, all the digits are going to shift 2 place values to the right. So here's my decimal point. This 0 is going to shift 1, 2 place values to the right. This 9 is going to shift 2 place values, 1, 2 place values. And this process continues to repeat itself over and over. So instead of having 324,990, we actually have 3,249 and 90 hundredths. Okay. Let's continue on, move on to the next problem. If I was to estimate this, you can see that I have 6. And again, we round to the highest place value, another 6. So my estimated answer is going to be about 36. Now let's go to work. Here I have 6 and 29 hundredths. Again, I see that this is the highest place value or lowest place values in the hundreds. Therefore, what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply this by 1/100th. I'm going to convert everything, my 6, into hundreds. And by doing that, what happens is I get 629 of those 1/100ths. I'm going to do the same process here with 6 and 4/10. I see that this is the highest place value here is in the tenths place. I'm going to convert my 6 wholes into tenths. Now give us a total of 60 tenths. Now we can go ahead and multiply 629 times 64. 9 times 4 is 36. I group the 3 tens. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 3 is 11 tenths. We group the 100. 6 times 4 is 24, plus 1 is 25 hundredths. Now let's move on to the next place value. 9 times 6 is 54. 9 times 60 is 540. Put the 500 over here. I'm now in the hundreds column. 2 times 6 is 12. Plus 5 is 17 hundredths. We group the 1,000 over. 6 times 6 is 36. This one is 37. That's 37 thousandths. We add the two parts together. 6, 5 tens. That's 12 hundredths. We group the 1 over here. 7, 9, 10 thousandths. We group the 10,000 over. So our answer is 40,256. But we know that this can't be right because if you look at our estimation, it's close to 36. Remember, we converted 6 and 29 hundredths into hundredths only. We converted 6 and 4 tenths into tenths only. Well, 100 times a tenth is 1,000. We're multiplying by 1,000, and we've been working on the entire year that 1/1000th is the same as dividing by 1,000. So if I have 40,256, and here's my decimal point right there, and I divide by 1,000, we know that the digits are all going to shift 3 place values to the right. So here's our decimal point. 1, 2, 3. 5 is going to shift over 3 place values. The 2, 3 place values. So what ends up happening is 40,256 is not the correct answer. Our correct answer is 4,040 and 256 thousandths. Pardon me for that error. You can see that 40 is close to 36. Let's try another. Here we have 70 and 8 tenths times 7 and 2 tenths. Again, if we round the highest place value, that would become 70. Round the highest place value, that becomes 7. We know that 7 times 7 is 49. Times 10 is 490. Our estimated answers are close to 490. Let's get to work. I see this is in the hundreds, tenths place, pardon me. So I'm going to convert 70 into tenths. So I have 780 tenths. Again, this 2 is in the tenths place as well. You convert 72 tenths to 72 total tenths. Now there's no decimal points in my multiplication problem. 8 times 2 is 16. We group the 10. 0 times 2 is 0. Plus 1 is 16. 7 times 2 is 14 hundredths. Move on to the next place value. 8 times 7 is 56. 8 times 70 is 560. Group the 500. 0 times 7 is 0 plus 500. 7 times 7 is 49 thousandths. I add the two parts together. 6, 7 tens, 9 hundredths. I have 10,000. We group the 10,000 over. And I have 50,976. But remember, we multiplied by tenths only. So 10 times a tenth equals 1/100th. So we know that throughout the year we were talking about how 1/100th is the same thing as dividing by 100. So I have 50,976 divided by 100. That means that all digits are going to shift 2 place values to the right of the decimal point. 6 hundredths, 7 tenths, 9, and 500. So 50,976 divided by 100 is 509 and 76 hundredths, which is close to our estimated answer. All right. Let's try one more. We got to determine the placement of the decimal in each product. Now, again, this is the digits when we add up all the parts. Okay, this is going to be our answer. Again, our estimate is going to be, this is rounds to 40. This rounds to 60. 6 times 4 equals 24. Times 10 times 10 is 100. So my estimated answer is going to be about 2,400. Now you can see that I have 1/100ths here, and this is in the tenths. So a tenth times 100th is 1,000. And we know that 1/1000th is the same as dividing by 1,000. If this is a decimal point, what I know is all the digits are going to shift to the right 3 place values. In that case, my answer is going to be, right there, 2,488 and 896 thousandths, which is close to our estimated answer. Let's try one more. Again, I have tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So I know that if I change this to, I'm multiplying this by 1,000, that also means I'm dividing by 1,000. If this was our decimal point, all the digits are going to shift to 2 place values to the right. Well, let's take a look at what our estimated answer is. This would be 9, and this would be close to 3. 3 times 9 equals 27. Our estimated answer is approximately 27. Well, if we're going 3 place values to the right, you can see that the decimal point would be right here, because the digits have shifted 3 place values to the right. Our answer would be 26 and 487 thousandths. Continue to work. If you have any questions, please ask your teacher.